Hi, I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. My channel is dedicated to helping victims of narcissistic abuse get free and stay free. Over and over again, I see comments like, is my partner really a narcissist? Now, I'm going to say that under normal circumstances, if you were dating your garden variety asshole, you probably wouldn't be at YouTube, Facebook, Twitter searching for answers. You'd have some idea of the fact that you were just dating a garden variety asshole. Once the situation crosses over to a place where it's just so bizarre, so surreal, so confusing that you're really wondering what the hell is going on here, chances are you're involved with a narcissist. I want to talk about some of the real identifying factors of a narcissist today. The first indicator for me that there was something not quite right was the initial love bombing and idealization phase. Now, I guess I kind of will play along a little bit with the concept of love at first sight, but even that doesn't quite describe it. I mean, Trevor came on so hard, so strong, so intense that I was absolutely swept up in it, almost instantly put in a state of confusion. It was almost surreal. And I think that's really the first sign. Now, when a love appears to be just too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. I certainly didn't recognize it at the time, but mirroring is truly a dead giveaway and something I would watch for in the future. Now, if you meet someone new and they share all your core values, they share your sense of integrity, they share your sense of love and life and family, they are absolutely locked on with your ideas about hobbies and interests, it's unlikely that you are going to, in your lifetime, meet someone exactly like you. Now, how they execute this mirroring is they watch you, they observe you, almost a form of stalking where they're gathering information, asking a lot of questions, determining what it is that you like, dislike, want to see happen in life, and they will take all of that and use that to create their fake person, the fake person that they're going to present to you as a potential love interest, friend, co-worker, whatever capacity this fiend is in your life. They're going to mirror you. A narcissist is quite often going to present as a victim themselves, be it through adoption, childhood abuse or neglect, or failed relationships, or they're just having some kind of inability to pick the right partner, that bad partners made them what they are, bad parents made them what they are. They're always going to try and reflect that part of themselves onto someone else, kind of planting early seeds to lead you to believe it's not them. They're the products of some form of abuse. They're often going to have problems with alcoholism, drug abuse, hypersexuality, other issues, OCD type issues like gambling and things like that. Quite typically, they're going to have issues with employment. They're often going to have really strained relationships. Now, Trevor had 2 exes that he had children with, and I will tell you, it was a red flag when I realized how gravely challenged those relationships were. Now, my husband had passed away when the boys were quite small, but I would absolutely believe that had time gone on, had we grown in separate ways, we still would have co-parented and been friends. Like, I just can't see that relationship ever going so far sideways that all communication had to go through lawyers, or there was just no communication. There were concerns and needs for restraining orders and crap like this. I mean, this was really, really obvious regarding Trevor and his past partners. And I definitely saw those real issues with past relationships as a red flag. Immediately noticed this real glomming on, like he had just attached himself to me. He was really infiltrating all those sort of private aspects of my life, like my hobbies, my interests, my friendships, and even my family. Like he was really glommed on. And I found that to be quite unusual so early in the relationship. Another thing was he was almost encouraging me to glom on. Like, I don't think it was more than date 2 or 3, and he was introducing me to his parents. The relationship was just moving too fast right from the very beginning. I think a normal relationship between two human beings is something that grows and develops in time as you come to know each other. That's not what it was at all. It was almost this love at first sight, fireworks, bang, there we were, planning a life together, and I mean after date 2 or 3. I noticed very quickly as Trevor told me stories of his life or stories of failures, he'd always present a scenario where he was the victim, he wasn't to blame. For example, he had been through God knows how many employers, and it always sort of ended the same, that there was something wrong with the employer, never him. I very quickly recognized that Trevor did not assume much responsibility. Now, caught up in that whirlwind of love bombing and idealization, I did actually believe he was very much a victim of circumstance. Very, very early in the relationship, Trevor started to say, I love you, I love you, I love you. I mean, sometimes hundreds of times a day, which of course would then turn to, do you love me? Do you love me? There was almost a sense of desperation about it. And of course, caught up in all of it and it coming in so fast and so hard. Though it seemed a little odd to me, oh, I wish I had been paying attention to my intuition. Which brings me to a transformation that I saw in myself very early on in the relationship. I had always been very intuitive. I had always acknowledged my intuition and acted on it. And all of a sudden now, I had almost lost the ability to respond effectively to my intuition. I saw red flags. I mean, I was getting knots in my stomach. I was thinking something's up here, and I had absolutely lost the ability to effectively deal with it. I mean, it's like the stuff was just sweeping over me, and though I saw the red flags, I was just being dragged down this rabbit hole, and I really, I question that, quite a bit. Why, at that point in my lifetime, did my intuition fail me? Or why did I fail myself, my ability to react to my intuition? It was almost like I could see it, but I just couldn't stop. Like, I just couldn't see it for what it really was. I felt very much blinded, very much in a trance-like state, absolutely head over heels in what I would call a wildly exaggerated state of love. Just waking up to the reality that you might be involved in a very dangerous situation and you might be involved with a narcissist. It can be very, very frightening at first. But you know what? It's okay. We're all going to get through this together, and all of us were in that exact position, kind of waking up to the reality of it. I know when you first start waking up to the reality of this nightmare, it can be absolutely horrifying and all-consuming and soul-wrenching. But I assure you, there's a way out. Knowledge, understanding, and really coming to terms with the fact that you're not the only one. There are countless thousands of us that have stood in your shoes. So just know you're not alone, and there's a tremendous amount of support from fellow victims and survivors out there. If you're just waking up to the fact that you're dating a narcissist, just know that this wave of emotion that you're feeling, this frustration, this heartache, this misery, this humiliation, all of it is very authentic to the situation, and we've all shared these exact feelings. I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. I hope you guys are having a great narc-free day. Hang in there, guys. We're going to get through this.